You're still taking financial advice from your broke cousin? Darling, let me save you from that tragic mistake. I'm Duchess Dollars, and if there's one thing I know better than how to spot a fake Birkin from across the room, it's how to look, act, and eventually become disgustingly wealthy. My husband, Mr. Millionaire, thinks I married him for love. How adorable. But between us girls, I know what I'm doing. And today, I'm spilling the champagne on secrets that won't cost you a dime, but will make everyone think you've got millions stashed away. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications if you're ready to ditch that always broke energy and join me in the land of luxury. Oh, and like this video if you're tired of pretending boxed wine tastes good. 1. The elegant silence. When a woman walks into a room and commands attention without saying a word, that's wealth whispering. The poorest thing you can do is announce yourself like you're your own personal town crier. Look at me. I got a promotion. Darling, no. Rich women know the power of strategic silence. That meeting where everyone's shouting over each other, sit back, observe, then deliver one perfect sentence that makes everyone stop and listen. My friend at the country club, who shall remain nameless but has a last name on multiple buildings, never raises her voice. Why? Because money doesn't shout, it murmurs. The trick is to speak only when you have something valuable to say. Eliminate those nervous fillers like and like from your vocabulary. Practice pausing instead of rambling. When someone asks you a question, take a breath before answering. This small habit signals confidence and self-assurance. Qualities that scream, "My bank account has more zeros than your phone number." But here's the conflict. Society pushes women to be people pleasers, to fill silence with chatter and apologies. Therefore, mastering elegant silence requires reprogramming your social reflexes. The solution? Practice in low-stakes situations first. The barista doesn't need your life story with your latte order. 2. The posture that pays. Want to know why Mr. Millionaire noticed me at that charity gala? It wasn't my dress, though it was fabulous. It was my posture. Poor posture is the quickest way to look poor, period. Rich women stand as if they own not just the room but the entire building. Here's what you do. Imagine a string pulling up from the crown of your head, shoulders back, chin parallel to the floor. When you sit, never slouch. Perch as if the chair costs more than most people's monthly rent, and in my home it does. Walk with purpose even if you're just going to the kitchen for more champagne. But here's the challenge. Maintaining perfect posture all day is exhausting when you're not used to it. Therefore, start with short intervals. Set an alarm for posture checks throughout your day. The solution becomes habit over time, and suddenly you'll catch glimpses of yourself in store windows looking like you've never worried about an overdraft fee in your life. Remember, darlings, your body language tells people whether to take you seriously before your mouth ever opens. Even in sweatpants, Brunello Cucinelli ones, obviously. Proper posture makes you look like you have a team managing your investment portfolio. 3. The art of selective association. If you're wondering why you're still shopping clearance racks, look at your 5 closest friends. Are any of them rich? No? Mystery solved. Rich women are ruthlessly selective about who gets access to their time and energy. This doesn't mean cutting off your childhood bestie who's a kindergarten teacher, but it does mean expanding your circle to include people with ambition, influence, and yes, money. Join that book club in the expensive neighborhood. Volunteer for the museum gala committee. Take that Pilates class that costs more than your electricity bill. The conflict arises when loyalty to old connections holds you back. But here's the truth. You can maintain those relationships while still strategically building new ones. Therefore, allocate your social calendar carefully. The solution is quality over quantity. See your budget-conscious friends for coffee, but save dinner invitations for connections who can open doors. I didn't become besties with hedge fund wives by accident. I positioned myself where they were, spoke their language, and offered value they couldn't find elsewhere. My legendary wit, obviously. Your network determines your net worth, darlings. 4. The luxury of impeccable manners. Nothing screams "I wasn't raised with money" louder than poor manners. Rich women understand that etiquette isn't stuffy. It's power. It's knowing exactly how to behave in any situation so you never feel out of place, even if you're dining with royalty, which I have, but that's a story for another video. Master the basics, proper table settings, thank you notes handwritten within 48 hours. never checking your phone during conversations. Know how to make proper introductions, remembering names, and gracefully exiting conversations. But here's the challenge. Modern society has become increasingly casual. Therefore, exceptional manners now stand out even more. The solution? Study. Watch period dramas, read etiquette books, observe carefully at upscale venues. Practice makes perfect. The beautiful contradiction is that impeccable manners cost absolutely nothing yet immediately signal refinement. When I'm evaluating someone, I'm not counting the carats in their diamond. I'm watching if they thank the server and know which fork to use. Mr. Millionaire still mentions how impressed he was that I knew to wait until our hostess lifted her napkin before placing mine in my lap at our first dinner party. 5. The sophisticated vocabulary. Rich women don't get things. They acquire them. They don't like art. They appreciate it. The way you speak telegraphs your social standing faster than any designer logo ever could. Expand your vocabulary to include precise, elevated terms. Eliminate slang, excessive profanity, and trendy expressions that will sound dated next season. Speak clearly, with intention, and never rush your words as if they're not important enough to be heard. The conflict is balancing sophisticated speech without sounding pretentious. Therefore, focus on clarity and specificity rather than obscurity. The solution is reading quality literature and publications daily. Listen to eloquent speakers and note how they express complex ideas simply yet elegantly. But here's the trick. Rich vocabulary isn't about big words. It's about the right words. I once watched a billionaire's wife completely dismantle someone's argument using only simple language, perfectly deployed. It was linguistic sniping, and I've been taking notes ever since. 6. The millionaire mindset minutes. Rich women allocate time differently. They understand that how you spend your first and last 20 minutes each day shapes everything in between. This isn't about grinding from 5 a.m. That's for people who don't have investments working for them. Create rituals that frame your day with intention. Morning minutes might include visualization, gratitude journaling, or strategic planning, not frantically scrolling Instagram or responding to other people's emergencies. Evening rituals focus on reflection and preparation for tomorrow. The conflict appears when life's chaos intrudes on these sacred minutes. Therefore, you must fiercely protect this time. The solution is boundaries. Your early morning mindset work is non-negotiable, just like my weekly facial. This practice costs nothing but pays massive dividends. While everyone else reacts to life, you'll be directing it. I planned my accidental meeting with Mr. Millionaire during my morning visualization for 3 months. Manifesting works, darlings, especially when followed by strategic action. 7. The wealthy woman's control panel. Have you noticed rich women rarely seem flustered? That's because emotional self-regulation is the ultimate luxury. Anyone can throw a tantrum. It takes real sophistication to maintain composure when things fall apart. Develop techniques to manage your emotions in any situation. Practice the pause. Count to 5 before responding to provocations. Master the art of the neutral expression when you're internally screaming. Learn to respond rather than react. The challenge emerges when legitimate frustrations demand expression. Therefore, channel emotions strategically. The solution is choosing when, where, and how to express feelings for maximum impact. This controlled approach creates an aura of unshakable confidence. People wonder what resources you must have at your disposal to remain so calm. When that airline lost my luggage with my custom gown inside, the staff scrambled to help the composed, softly disappointed woman rather than the red-faced screamer next to me. Guess who got the first-class upgrade and a voucher? 8. The rich woman's investment strategy. Not stock tips, darling. I'm talking about investing in yourself. Rich women understand that knowledge appreciates faster than any market. They continuously develop rare and valuable skills. Identify areas where additional knowledge would create disproportionate returns in your life. Perhaps it's public speaking, negotiation tactics, or understanding art well enough to discuss it at gallery openings without sounding like you're reading from Wikipedia. The conflict appears when time constraints make learning seem impossible. Therefore, be ruthlessly efficient. The solution is quality over quantity. One deeply understood concept trumps superficial knowledge of many. I spent 6 months learning about wine because I knew Mr. Millionaire's family owned vineyards. When I casually mentioned the exceptional minerality of that specific vintage from their estate, his interest was piqued. Knowledge is seduction, darlings, and it compounds over time. 9. The scarcity illusion. Rich women master the art of creating perceived scarcity around their time, attention, and availability. They're not playing hard to get. They are hard to get because their lives are genuinely full. Implement systems that preserve your energy for priorities. Learn to say no without explanation or apology. Avoid oversharing on social media, which creates the impression you have nothing better to do than document your life. The challenge comes when saying no risks disappointing others. Therefore, establish clear priorities. The solution is remembering that your time is your most precious resource, more valuable than any Hermes bag, and I have 7. This perceived scarcity creates intrigue and value. When you're not readily available, people value their time with you more. Mr. Millionaire still schedules proper dates with me despite being married for years. Why? Because I'm still as selective with my time now as I was when he was pursuing me. 10. The power of deliberate simplicity. The truly wealthy often embrace minimalism, not from necessity but by choice. There's profound confidence in selecting one perfect item rather than accumulating many mediocre ones. Curate your possessions ruthlessly. One exquisite handbag that elevates every outfit trumps a closet full of trendy, disposable fashion. Apply this philosophy to your home, your calendar, even your friendships. The conflict arises when consumer culture pushes constant acquisition. Therefore, question every purchase. The solution is asking, does this add genuine value or just more complexity? This deliberate simplicity creates an impression of discernment. When I wear the same perfectly tailored black dress to multiple events, people don't think she has nothing else. They think she knows exactly what works. Rich women aren't trying to impress with quantity, they stun with quality. 11th, the strategic generosity play. Wealthy women understand that targeted generosity yields returns far beyond its cost. This isn't about grand charitable donations, though those are lovely for tax purposes. It's about remembering the receptionist's child's name or sending a thoughtful note when someone lands a new position. Develop systems for tracking important details about people in your orbit. Send handwritten notes. Remember birthdays. Celebrate others' victories sincerely. The challenge appears when maintaining these connections feels overwhelming. Therefore, be systematic. The solution is quality over quantity. Better to maintain deep connections with key people than shallow relationships with many. This strategic generosity creates a network of people predisposed to help you. When I needed last-minute tickets to that sold-out gala where I met Elon, don't tell Mr. Millionaire, they materialized because I had spent years being genuinely thoughtful to the right person. 12. The confidence currency. The ultimate rich woman's secret costs nothing, but is worth everything. Unshakable, authentic confidence. Not arrogance, confidence. Knowing your value without needing constant external validation. Systematically identify and eliminate confidence-draining habits. Stop apologizing unnecessarily. Practice receiving compliments with a simple thank you rather than deflection. Make decisions without polling everyone you know. The conflict emerges when societal conditioning encourages women to diminish themselves. Therefore, consciously reject these patterns. The solution is regular practice. Confidence is a muscle strengthened through repetition. This genuine confidence becomes your signature currency. People are naturally drawn to those who know their worth. When I walk into a room, I don't hope people will like me. I assume they will. And mysteriously, they usually do. Those are my million-dollar secrets that cost absolutely nothing to implement. Starting today, you can step into the world with rich woman energy even if your bank account hasn't caught up yet. If you've enjoyed these wealthy woman wisdom bombs, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on notifications so you never miss my next video. I've left links to my favorite luxury products in the pinned comment below. Now tell me in the comments, rich by choice, if you're committed to elevating your life. Remember, darling, being broke is temporary unless you make it a habit. This is Duchess Dollars, reminding you that while marrying rich is efficient, becoming rich is empowering. Kisses.